What's happening, everybody? I'm Steve, and welcome back to Junk Drummer TV, where I give my initial reactions, my analysis, and my hot takes on the drummers of today and yesterday, and maybe tomorrow if I stick around that long. I am a professional drum teacher and a gigging musician, and I have been for the last 20 years. So it's a new year and a new video, and we're going to start out the new year with a redemption video for me. We're going to be doing Josh Dun of 21 Pilots. Why is it a redemption video, you say? Well, it's because I've already done one on him, and I think it's the worst video that I've done. And it's a complete bummer for me, because it's the most popular video I have done. It has about almost 250,000 views, and I did a really bad job the first time. As my dad always told me, when you screw up, you fix the mistake, and that's what I'm going to try to do today. So on my first video of Josh Dun, I think I overdid the simplification of what I do on this channel. If you've watched it before, you know that I am not a standard reaction video, much to the dismay of lots of commenters, but we do just as much analysis, and I really think of this as an education channel. So with that in mind, I knew, because this band was so popular, especially with younger people, that I was going to be getting a lot of non-drummers and non-musicians watching that video, because I know that the clique will watch anything with 21 Pilots on it. So I overdid the simplification of what I did. I didn't really address anything musically that he was playing, and I did that on purpose, and it really turned out to be a mistake. Please stick around for a hot take, which is a big self-realization when dealing with the almost religious zealotry of the 21 Pilots in the comment section, and how at first I was really annoyed by a lot of the comments I got, and then I remembered that I was a 15-year-old super fan as well. So please stick around for that hot take. Before we get into it, I'd like to remind everyone that I now have a Patreon. Please go check that out. Also have a PayPal, link in the description on both of those things. Please feel free to like, comment, and share. And let's get into Josh Dun, 21 Pilots, playing Guns for Hands. Okay, so right here, common, I call this 4 on the 4. Everyone calls it that. Bass drum on all four beats. This is another really common groove. He's playing, he's playing those off beats. He's going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and it's a super common groove. If you don't know how to play that groove, you must learn how to play that, because you will see that everywhere. Something I didn't do on the first video is I didn't convey the things you can learn from him.
I know what you think in the morning when the sun shines on the ground and shows.
Okay, so right here on this verse, this is what I call a double halftime. He's playing the snare drum on the 4. Okay, I'm going to first just say I'm very aware of this song. I've now taught this song to 3 different students, so I know this song inside and out now. What he's doing right there is he's putting the snare drum on the 4, and he's doing something very interesting with the composition of what he's playing. He's going 1, 2, and 3, and a 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and a 1. That and a 4 and the 4 and a 1, that's really good composition. He could have easily just went 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, which is a very stock part, and he takes it a step further.
What you have done, it shows where your mind has
Like
gone.
homeboy, he's about to rob a bank.
You swear to your parents that it will never happen again. I know what that means. I know.
Okay, so this chorus, I'm really going to get into the analysis of this chorus the second time it comes up. It's a really interesting chorus, and when I was learning it, it ran me crazy. This is a really sneaky, hard part to play. So this is almost like a post-chorus, going back to that intro. One of the things I really like about this band, I know more about this band than I did the last time, is they're really genre bending. They really don't care to stay in any one style, and that's something that I really like from musicians and from my bands. So let's go ahead and get that hot take out of the way. In the first video, again, a lot of people thought I was being dismissive, and I really do see why they would have thought that. Because, again, I didn't really talk about a lot of the substance he was doing. Again, I was oversimplifying, and I overshot the mark. But the fans of this band are almost cult-like. And as a 42-year-old, cynical, old-ass musician, could not roll my eyes enough. I could not roll my eyes back enough at some of the stuff I was getting at the beginning. Because again, there's fucking like 3,000 comments on the last video. And then just one night I remembered I was that guy. Man, when I was 15 or 16, I would have defended Nirvana to like almost to fighting. Like, I've been there. And then I was like, you know what, Steve, don't be such a ignorant, old, cynical bastard. Like, these kids, this is their band. This is their band that they love. And then, you know, from a lot of the comments I got, it seems like this is a band that is going to follow a lot of these kids as they get older. And I was mad at myself that I started out with that cynical, shitty view of a lot of the comments I was getting. That's my big hot take about this. It reminded me of when I was an obsessed fan, when a band meant so much to me that I would defend their honor, you know, to the death. And that's a lot of what the Clique does. And I'm very appreciative of that thing that I got from the first time I did Josh Dun. So right here, the verse, and he doesn't play it with that double halftime. Now he's playing 2 and 4, and then playing this little tom thing. Yeah. And then riding that 4 tom. I love that kind of drumming, where he could have easily just played the same thing that he did the first verse, but he took it another step. I love that kind of composition. Okay, so this chorus kept me up at night trying to figure this damn thing out. So, here we go. What's going on with that chorus? I think this is one of the coolest choruses that I've learned in a while. The chorus does not have the one on the bass drum almost through the whole thing. I think maybe there's a one towards the end. So you don't have that guidepost that tells you here's the beginning of the measure. So there's no bass drum on the 1, but then there's a crash cymbal on the 2, where you'd usually think where the snare drum would go, but then the snare drum is actually on the 3. Now there's other things going on around those concepts of the crash on the 2 and the snare drum on the 3, but the big trick of this chorus is there's no 1 on there. When you take the 1 away from the listener, it gives you this kind of feeling of like floating. You're not anchored down to the 1. It is one of the coolest choruses that I have learned, and it took a few of my students a couple weeks to get this chorus down. This guy's a really good drummer. I have problems with his technique. He's a big Travis Barker fan. He plays a lot like Travis Barker. If you want to know my problems with that, go check out my second Travis Barker video. There's a lot of thirsty moms in the comments section talking about how much they love these young men. It's kind of creepy. So, you know, one of the things I didn't know about the first time was they play along with tracks. You know, it's these two guys and the drummer's controlling the track, which is pretty common. And that section right there is straight slowed down. So he has to know how that slows down. That's really hard. And for all you commenters out there that said, oh, it's easy to play with tracks, bullshit. I've done it, man. It's really hard. Apparently, there was a lot of like professional style drummers in the comment section from the Josh Dun video, because they're like, "Oh, playing with tracks is no problem." Yeah, I hear you. So this is where I think they, really show their sublime love, bringing hip hop into it. They're a real genre-bending band. They're a pop band, and let's address that, because I got destroyed the last time and I called them a pop band. Look, Clique, People, they're pop because it's short for popular. When I said pop, I was not comparing them to Taylor Swift. They're popular. If you're on the VMAs on a regular basis and you're played at the Planet Fitness over the PA system, you're a pop band. They literally won a pop duo band performance Grammy. So that's what I meant when I was calling them a pop band. I got destroyed for that one last time too. And man, pop is not a dirty word. The Beatles, early Beatles was a pop band. Do you love that? Well, if you don't, you should. So yeah, that's their pop band, and they're a good one. And compared to like the other like kind of pop bands that are out there, like Maroon 5 and Imagine Dragons, man, this shit's like Mozart compared to that. Yes, he's playing, kind of a, faux white boy reggae right here. We can thank Sublime for that. They were a big influence on a lot of bands, putting in that ska sort of reggae thing. And the last song I did of theirs, they had that same feel. So there you go, Click. There's my redemption video. I hope I did a better job this time than I did last. So the big takeaway for me from all of this is to remember that 15-year-old teenager that loved a band so much that they would drive 6 hours to go see them, that would pay an exorbitant amount of money to go see them play live, and to defend them to the death. I'm so glad that I got that from the last video, because I was that way, man. I definitely have fought with metalheads about how Nirvana was the greatest band of my generation, and they were. Those metal guys were wrong, but I've been there, I know, and I now get it, clickies. So there you go. I hope y'all enjoyed all that. Please check out my PayPal and my Patreon, link in the description. Please feel free to like, comment, and share. And remember, keep practicing until it's easy.